I get tattooed because I love it. I mean, I'm really passionate about it. And I know my entire life I've wanted to be tattooed. And I've always wanted to be heavily tattooed. I didn't want just one or two. I wanted to be, you know, a walking canvas, a walking piece of art.
And I just remember looking at these people coming out of there and going in and just saying, God, they totally don't mind that everybody thinks that they're weird and different. Yeah. You know, like it doesn't bother them. And it was around that time I said, you know, I want to be like that. I want to not care. You know, I want to be, you know, who I want to be and not, you know, give a damn about what people think.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just a matter of like, oh, I'm going to go get tattooed. It was a matter of like, someday I want to be covered with that.
My family knew I was getting my tattoo, but I told them that I was getting something different. I told them I was getting something small, and I came to an agreement with my mom that I would get it somewhere that not a lot of people would see it. On my back was the spot that was chosen, and right at the last minute, my friend came to pick me up, and my mom was at work, and I just chose something different, and I got it on my lower sleeve, so everyone can see it.
Yeah, they knew I was going to get it. I'm from Cleveland, and I took a trip to San Francisco to visit my friend, and I knew I was going to get it done. And so my parents knew about it. It was like over a foot tall. It's on my back, and they didn't know it was going to be that large or look like that. My mom was shocked because she's like, I thought it was going to be a tree. And I'm like, it is a tree, but it just isn't what you expected it to be.
Some people really, you know, the idea of like fully tattooed skin, you know, one or two tattoos is okay, but like heavily tattooed skin, we have turn off to a lot of people. You know, for whatever reason, it doesn't work for them. But I think for a lot of other people, something about that ornamentation, something about that permanent, always wearing your jewelry on the outside mentality, just really works for people.
I've had one bad reaction that I can remember, and it was at a grocery store. This lady said that she didn't want to help me. She was a grocery clerk or whatever they're called, and she didn't want to help me, or she wanted to check out my groceries because I had tattoos, and I guess that means that she didn't like them.
I would say with every negative response I get, I would get a positive as well. So, I mean, most of the negatives are from men, and they're like, oh, you're so beautiful, like, why are you doing that to yourself? Like, you're covering up your beautiful skin, and, you know, I understand where they're coming from, or, you know, why they would think that, but that's not what I'm doing. I'm not covering my skin. You can still see my skin. It's just a little more colorful.
I love the question though, like, well, why did you do that to yourself? Like, you're going to answer them with, well, oh, you know, this horrible trauma when I was a childhood, and this is how I'm dealing with it, you know? When, you know, the simple answer is always the same. It's just because I wanted to, you know? Because I decided I wanted to do that.
My fascination started with, you know, seeing my mom's tattoo. She only had one little rose on her shoulder, but I remember just thinking it was the coolest thing ever, and I thought it was beautiful, and I knew, like, I wanted to do that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people I think a lot of people right now would see me as heavily tattooed with a full sleeve. But then again, a lot of people have tattoos. Mm-hmm. You can't go anywhere without seeing someone with at least one tattoo.
I think that's changed a lot. I mean, like, if you go back 50 years, you know, during World War II and people in the service and the Navy and stuff, you know, those were the people that were getting their tattoos. Those are the people who would come to, you know, those are the people who had them. That's just the way it was. And it has changed over the years because it's just not them who are getting tattooed now. It's so socially accepted. I wouldn't say it is, but I would say it's definitely much more socially accepted than it was 40, 50 years ago, you know. It definitely has changed, and today it almost serves as a different medium for art, almost. It's almost like an art in itself.